Welcome to the GE MDS video training series. In this video, we'll show you how to configure a NETio Base module to be a MODBUS TCP Slave Device. The equipment for this setup includes a NETio Base module, a NETio AP, and a PC acting as the MODBUS Master. In a NETio IP system, the AP acts as the IP gateway to all wirelessly connected NETio bases. In this case, we have just one base. It is assumed that the user has already configured the NETio base to be associated with the NETio AP, and that the I/O base can be seen in the AP's remote database. Let's walk through how to verify the units are associated and communicating. Log into the AP as admin. From the main menu, go to the Wireless Network menu, and then into the Remote Database menu. Here, verify that the NETio base is listed. On the NETio base, log in as admin. From the main menu, go to the Wireless Configuration menu, then to the Internet Configuration menu, and finally, the Basic Configuration menu. Here, verify the associated status states associated. You can further verify that the base is associated to the proper AP by confirming that the correct associated AP serial number is listed. The AP serial number can be found on the AP starting information screen. Configuration for the AP to act as an IP gateway for NETio bases is done through the Remote Serial Gateway menu. Choose the wizard and follow the on-screen prompts. Choose Begin Wizard. Select TCP Modbus. Enter a no response timeout of 2000 milliseconds. We will use the default Modbus port 502. Choose Broadcast to all remotes. Choose Modbus RTU. Press X to commit the changes. Now, let's verify the Remote Serial Gateway entry. Next, we will configure the NETio base module. Begin by configuring Modbus in the Protocol Configuration menu. Choose Modbus Protocol, select Enabled, then set the desired slave ID. In our case, it is 1. Next, we'll configure all outputs to be under protocol control. This is done by setting each output's source to protocol mode by typing a P in the source unit address field as shown here. I will do this for each of the 3 outputs. If the desire is just to monitor an output, the source may be configured in I/O replication mode or set to force mode and still be read by the MODBUS Master. Now, we'll use a MODBUS Master to demonstrate polling and control of the NETio base I/O via MODBUS TCP. Here, verify the slave ID is 1 and we'll be using a 1-second poll delay. Now let's cover NetIO's register addressing when polling via Modbus. All I/O register types, digital inputs, digital outputs, analog inputs, and analog outputs on a base module start at address 1. The number of registers to read depends on the number of available registers on the base module. For digitals, the number quantity is 2, and for analogs, the number quantity is 1. Follow along as I set up the poller. Enter the IP address of the AP and the port number we used in the RSG setup. Now let's start the poller. As seen here, all registers are being read. The analog output is returning 37. This is because it was set up with a failsafe preset equal to 37. It will remain at this value until a Modbus write is performed. I will now change various outputs via the Modbus Master. The current state of the outputs can also be seen on the I/O module configuration menu of the base module under the I/O network menu. Observe the outputs change as Modbus controls are sent. Note, the NetIO has a 5-second screen refresh. Here, DO1 is set to 1. DO2 is set to 1. AO1 is set to 32,767. DO1 is set back to 0. Thanks for watching. For additional information, visit our website at www.gemds.com.